Ever wondered how a symphony was born? What led to the creation of this beautiful art form called classical music? Today we embark on a journey through time, exploring the rich and intricate history of classical music. We'll delve into its origins, its golden age, its emotional peaks, and its contemporary forms. We encourage you to share your thoughts, insights, and questions as we go along. So buckle up, it's going to be a fascinating ride. Stay tuned as we unravel the origins of classical music. Imagine a world without recorded music. That's where our journey begins. In the dimly lit corners of the medieval period, we find the early beginnings of what we now call classical music. Picture a time when music was largely a sacred endeavor, with the divine voices of Gregorian chants echoing through the stone halls of monasteries. These chants, monophonic in nature, were simple yet profound, capturing the deepest spiritual sentiments of the time. But as the centuries rolled on, the music began to change. The advent of polyphony, a style where multiple independent melodies coexist, brought a new layer of complexity to the soundscape. Suddenly, music was no longer a single voice, but a conversation, a dialogue of melodies, each with its own tale to tell. As we move forward into the Renaissance period, we see a significant shift. The music of this era, marked by an increased use of harmony, was a reflection of the broader cultural resurgence. The melodies became more complex, the harmonies more intricate. It was a time of exploration and experimentation as musicians began to push the boundaries of what was possible. And then came the Baroque period, the grand entrance hall to the house of classical music. The Baroque era, with its ornate and complex musical structures, was a time of great musical innovation. The use of counterpoint, where melodies are layered to create harmonic and rhythmic tension, became a defining feature of this period. It was a time when music began to take on a life of its own, creating worlds within worlds, each note a brushstroke on the canvas of time. With the Baroque period, the seeds of what we now know as classical music were firmly planted. A world without recorded music may seem unimaginable now, but it was in these early periods that the foundations for our modern musical landscape were laid. As we continue our journey, we'll see how these seeds grew and blossomed into the rich tapestry of classical music that we know and love today. As we move into the classical period, music begins to take a form more familiar to our modern ears. This era, spanning the mid-18th to the early 19th centuries, is often referred to as the golden age of classical music. It is during this period that music truly began to evolve, taking on a more structured and harmonious form that continues to echo in the concert halls of today. The classical period witnessed the birth of several significant musical forms. Orchestral symphonies, for instance, became a vital part of the music landscape. These grand, sweeping compositions offered a platform for composers to weave intricate narratives through sound, creating a musical tapestry that could evoke a wide range of emotions. Sonatas, too, emerged as a popular form during this period. Often composed for a single instrument, these pieces allowed musicians to showcase their virtuosity, with complex melodies and demanding technical passages. The sonatas of the classical period are still widely played today, their timeless beauty resonating with audiences worldwide. Opera as well underwent significant development during the classical period. The operas of this era are renowned for their emotional depth, dramatic narratives, and musical sophistication. These works brought together all the elements of great music, from melody and harmony to rhythm and texture, creating a powerful and immersive experience. Throughout this golden age, several key composers left their indelible mark on the world of music. Names like Mozart and Beethoven became synonymous with the classical period, their works shaping the evolution of music. While we won't delve into their individual contributions today, their impact is undeniable, their music continuing to inspire and captivate listeners centuries later. The classical period set the stage for what many consider the pinnacle of classical music, the Romantic period. This was a time of great innovation and creativity, where music became an even more powerful tool for expression. But that's a story for another time. For now, let's appreciate the rich legacy of the classical period and the timeless music it has given us. Welcome to the Romantic period, a time when composers wore their hearts on their musical scores. In the middle of the 19th century, classical music took a passionate turn. The Romantic period, as it's known, was a time when composers sought to express deep emotion and a sense of individualism through their music. It was a time when the personal experiences and sentiments of the composer became the heart of the composition. In contrast to the rational, precise nature of the classical period, the Romantic period was all about feeling. Each note, each chord, each melody was a brushstroke in a grand emotional painting. Music became a canvas for the soul. It was a time of great experimentation, with composers pushing the boundaries of harmony, form, and orchestration. One of the key composers of this era was Frédéric Chopin. Known for his deeply expressive piano compositions, Chopin's music encapsulates the emotional intensity of the Romantic period. Each piece is like a window into his soul, offering a glimpse of his joys, his sorrows, his dreams. His music is a testament to the power of emotion in art. Then we have Richard Wagner, a composer unafraid to challenge the norms. Wagner's operas, filled with powerful, sweeping melodies, were a departure from the traditional operatic form. He sought to create a total work of art, combining music, poetry, and visual arts. His music was a dramatic expression of his individuality, and of course we cannot forget Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. His symphonies, ballets, and operas are filled with emotion and drama. Tchaikovsky's music is a journey through his innermost feelings, from his deepest fears to his greatest joys. His compositions are a testament to the power of music to express the human experience. These composers, and many others, were the beating heart of the Romantic period. They were the ones who dared to bare their souls, to express their deepest emotions through their music. And in doing so, they changed the face of classical music forever. As the Romantic period drew to a close, the world of classical music was about to experience seismic shifts. The 20th century brought unprecedented changes not just to the world, but also to the realm of classical music. As the century dawned, so did the modern era, a period that saw composers break away from the established norms of the past, daring to redefine the boundaries of what music could be. The modern era was marked by a profound shift in musical language. Traditional tonality was challenged and often abandoned, replaced by atonality, a musical style that eschews a key center. This revolutionary approach to composition was championed by composers such as Arnold Schoenberg, who developed a technique known as serialism. Serialism involves using a series of notes in a specific order, creating a unique and complex musical language that defied the conventions of the time. As the century progressed, so did the evolution of music. Technological advancements opened up new possibilities for composition and performance. Electronic music emerged, with composers manipulating sound waves to create entirely new sonic landscapes. This period also saw the rise of minimalism, a style characterized by simplicity and repetition. Composers like Steve Reich and Philip Glass pushed the boundaries of what was considered music, using repetitive structures to create hypnotic and mesmerizing works. It's also worth noting that the 20th century was a period of great diversity in classical music. Composers from different backgrounds and cultures began to make their voices heard, contributing to a rich tapestry of musical expression. The influence of non-Western music became more pronounced, with composers incorporating elements from a variety of musical traditions into their works. And so we come to the present day, a world rich with the legacy of centuries of classical music. The modern and postmodern eras have left an indelible mark on how we understand and appreciate music. They have expanded our musical vocabulary, challenged our preconceptions, and opened our ears to new and exciting sonic possibilities. We've traveled through time, exploring the evolution of classical music. From its humble beginnings in the medieval period, where monophonic chants ruled the stage, we journeyed to the Renaissance period, a time of rebirth and harmony which paved the way for the intricate and elaborate compositions of the Baroque era. We then experienced the Classical period, an era marked by balance and structure, introducing us to the iconic works of composers like Mozart and Beethoven, which led to the Romantic period, a time of emotional expression and individualism in music. Our journey didn't stop there. We delved into the 20th century, exploring the modern and postmodern eras. The modern era, a period of experimentation and dissonance, disrupted traditional norms and conventions. Then came the postmodern era, a time of diversity and inclusivity, where the boundaries between high and low culture blurred, and classical music became more accessible than ever. Each era with its unique characteristics and remarkable composers, has contributed to the rich tapestry of classical music. These periods were not merely stages in the evolution of music, but reflections of societal and cultural shifts in our world history. Remember, each period of music history is a reflection of the world at that time, a world that continues to sing through the music we enjoy today.